welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I'm Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. Welcome. I am trying to do this again. I did the entire video earlier and realized that it had two microphones on. So there was like a weird penny. It was terrible. Sound was terrible. But my daughter was off at a lovely event, so I didn't have her here to help me. So I wasn't sure. So hopefully she is checking now to see how the sound is. So hopefully we've got that all fixed. But I have a camera that has its own microphone, and sometimes it like overrides all the systems. So anyway, yay! So anyway, I'm gonna make these really pretty. A black dragon Halloween card and a lovely balmy blue and pool party dragon Christmas card. So let's get started, and let me pull you guys down, change over. Yay, here we go. Okay, so the Pure Magic, I've been playing with this quite a while this week. And I love the stamp set. It has a fabulous dragon, a Pegasus, a mermaid, really great sentiments. You're pure magic. I believe in you. Let your dreams be your wings. Have a legendary birthday. And if you look, you can also, it has like little spaces that you could actually color on these words, which are pretty nice too. Although we're not going to use any of those sentiments. I love those sentiments. We're not going to use those today for our card today. We're actually going to use some stuff from the holiday mini. So our July to December 2022 mini catalog, we're actually going to use a fabulous, let's see. What I love about the mini catalog is you can find all the things in the back. So we're actually going to use specialty paper. We're going to use the 12 by 12 snowy white velvet sheets on our Christmas paper, our Christmas card with the dragon. And then the paper that we're going to use a little bit of is the Lights Aglow. I love this, even though it's pretty much a Christmas-y kind, but it has a black sheet with the bokeh that's really pretty. So we're going to use that for our Halloween dragon. And then stamp sets from in here, we're going to use a Christmas stamp set, the snowflakes and the sentiment from the Joyful Flurry, which is on page 19 of the January to July to December mini catalog, as well as the scare. Which one is it? Cute. I know I'm looking at the thing. I see that one, and the Scary Cute, which is on page 56, which I really love. We're going to actually use the Boo and then have use that. And then we are also going to use the snowman dies. I love this fabulous snowflake frame, and that's what I'm going to cut the velvet sheets out of, is with that fabulous snowman die snowflake frame. So I love all this stuff. All the supply list and measurements, of course, will be up on my blog when I get this up, but I just love this stamp set. It's so versatile. Well, and I have a cute birthday card I've made with it, as well as those tea lights that I made. I put tea lights in to make a luminary that's really pretty. I love it. So these are the two cards we're going to make. We're going to start with our dragon, our black dragon Halloween card. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let's see. I think I have this is there. Hopefully this works. Yeah, hopefully I have that right. There you guys go. Not pretty? So pretty. Okay, so what do we need to make this first card? So we're going to need, let me get all my stuff. Now like I said, I just did this, so hopefully, I'm sorry if you guys try to watch the other video, as it was really bad. I did not realize how bad it was until afterwards, and then it stopped in the middle. Like, I don't even know. It's always something, right? So I'm actually going to start with a thick Whisper White, so our basic white. So I like to use my thick basic white cardstock when I use a white base, and it is going to be a standard, the standard flip that I always do, which is the 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. and that's again the thick basic white. And then I'm going to do my insert layer. I'm actually going to add, even though it's in white, I'm going to add a insert layer that is the 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, which is my normal inside layer. And then on the front, I'm going to, we're going to use a piece of basic black as a layer panel, and that's at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I took another basic white panel. You can use your thick if you've got like all your thick basic white out, but I just used the thick just for my card base. So this is a regular basic white, and I ran it through with my painted texture 3D embossing folder, which I loved. You can see this one. It is such a fabulous folder. It's kind of it can be kind of spooky. It works for lots of different things. I really like this. It's really a versatile folder. So I went ahead into that, and that is the 4 by 5 1/4. And then I cut a piece of that fabulous designer series paper. So that designer series paper is called the Lights Aglow. It's a 6 by 6, and it is got like, this is the piece that we use that I've cut down. See how it's got that bokeh, so pretty, and then it's got stars on that side. It's a very pretty pack of paper. If you guys haven't tried that, like, it is pretty. Like this one actually with gold, I feel like it would be so pretty. Like there's so many. It's a great pack of paper. But I love the bokeh black. I thought it made it really nice. So we're gonna actually. I got a piece of this, and it's 1 1/2 by 4 1/4, so it goes all the way across. And we're gonna wrap that piece with a piece of the metallic mesh ribbon, which I love. And then I'm actually going to use the black glitter tape, which is right, oh my goodness, it was right here. I have another set right here. It's like right here. Let's see, what did I do with it? Did I put it away? It's always something that I've picked up and then can't see what I've done with. I don't see it. I need some of that black. It's here somewhere. It's not funny. So I thought I had it all ready so I wouldn't have to hunt around. So if you did try to catch some of the last video, I did have to hunt around for stuff, which I hate when that happens. It seems like that happens all the time. Especially, I got this new black mat. I feel like I lose more things on this mat than I have done in the past. Luckily, I have a whole nother piece of this. So we'll pop this out. If I can get this opened. So this is the 4-pack of glitter washi tape, and I love this stuff. It is really quite fun, and it comes in the 4 colors. I've used a lot of it, so you guys have probably seen it. If I can actually get it out of the pack of paper. I almost need my other. These are not my. There we go. Need the black. So we need to make sure we don't lose this one, because then we'll be in trouble. There we go. I love this. So it's got the black, the purple, and the pumpkin pie, and the green, which is really lovely. I used that earlier for the trick-or-treat little packs that I made that were super cute. So we're going to use that mesh and then just a little bit of that on top. Okay, so now we just need to stamp this is my inside panel. I want to make sure I don't. Nope, there it is. Okay, so I have a bigger piece. I want to make sure, oh, here it is, the bigger piece, to stamp my dragon on. So with the dragon, we're going to use the Pure Magic Dragon, and I love this red rubber stamp. We're just going to use our Memento ink, and we're going to color it with our Stampin' Blends. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp with my Memento. Make sure you get that nice and black. Now, if you aren't sure if you can get a nice image, you can always use your Stamparatus. I found with this one, I do a pretty good job of getting it nicely inked there. Okay, so then we're going to use our black and gray. And I've already cut one other one up in case I lose, which is good because I thought I was going to have to use it in the last time because I couldn't find it. Wow. It's always something, right, guys? Okay, so I don't usually use my dark basic black. I'm going to put that one away. I always pull it out. But I'm going to use my the dark smoky slate, my light basic black, and the light my light smoky slate. So I'm actually going to start with the light, and I'm going to color her muzzle, the light, just a little bit, like on her belly, at the bottom of her tail, just like right there, right? And then I'm going to add a little bit to her wings. I love the images that Stampin' Up gave us. They're really nice. And then I'm going to take the basic black, and I'm the light basic black, and I'm going to just I've got my fine tip. I'm just going to color around the edges, just like that. And do. So hopefully the sound is better. I cannot believe. So I got an update on my um, laptop, and it looked like it changed all my settings so that my camera microphone, I think it was on at the same time. So there was it was weird. You could barely hear, and then it had like weird spikes. It was terrible. I'll have to go back and delete that video. So sorry about that. And then I'm just going to use the little, do like the little hashtags. So you see they have the little hash marks here, lines. I'm just going to do that lightly. I'm going to use my dark smoky slate to kind of blend that in with the black, the light black. And the light black actually is like a dark gray, right? It doesn't go completely as dark black. So I guess if you really like the really dark black, like if you were doing like Santa's boots or something, then you could use your super black. So now I'm just going to go over with the dark smoky slate. Kind of blend that in really nice. Blend that in. Get all this nice in there. So, oh my gosh, it's Halloween. So my daughter was actually at an event with my husband earlier in the park, and they went for his company. It was like a company Halloween party. We're gonna take what is it? The cornhole where you throw the bean bags into the thing. That game, and they took a pumpkin to carve, and they took a pumpkin full of candy. Although they came back with candy, so sorry, we'll have a bunch for Halloween. We haven't actually put our Halloween stuff up. It's actually something they're going to get done. We probably will get that done tonight so we can get those up tomorrow. So it's funny is like for Christmas too, sometimes we actually will either get out our Christmas or our Halloween stuff like super early, or it's late because both of my boys, their birthdays were the 20th and the 22nd. So it's actually the 20th of December and the 22nd of Halloween, right? So tomorrow is my son's birthday. And so it's almost like we wait until after their birthdays to celebrate. We either get it like up really, really early, but it was super rainy that first weekend in October. So we did not get our Halloween stuff up. But one of the reasons why I love dragons just mean Halloween for me because that's what we put up. We have our two blowy up dragons. We'll probably get those up. We might put them up tonight. My daughter had to do a run to our local art store to get. She needed a canvas for her art class. So I think one of her brothers took her. They actually went, so they wouldn't be here. She made sure my sound sounded good after we did like a billion tests on the other on one of my other channel pages to make sure that I could fix the sound and to write it down and to see what it was I needed to make sure I check so that when before I go live I have like a checklist to make sure the sounds are all right because oh my goodness. So you guys can see I've just added a bunch of the black and now I'm going over the lines again because it layers really pretty. It's really nice. Okay, and then I'm going to take the my dark smoky slate, and then I'm going to go and blend with the dark smoky slate. So this one I've kind of made like almost kind of V, where I've got her top with her little fringe, or I guess like her ears, and her eyelid. And then I'm going to go back over that with the light smoky slate. Let's go through, just blending it in. Right, and it's going to be a little, and we're going to go and use our, I'm going to lighten it up even more with my color lifter. So I really like to use the color lifter. I mean, you probably have used it to take off color when you want to do shine on fruit and apples and stuff, but it works really good for your, you're using dark colors and you want to lighten up spaces. Okay, and so then I'm going to use the dark smoky slate to do her these little ridges down her back. Are they like ridge scales? They're so cute. But yeah, no, so we have a big black dragon, a fiery dragon, and then we have a little baby dragon. And then we have one of those cats where their heads move, and a big giant one, and then we have a little baby one. And then we have I think it's like a snow globe, but it's for Halloween also, which we just put those blowy uppy things. And then my daughter's birthday is in middle of November, so it's after Halloween. So on her 11th birthday, which was a while ago now, we did a big Harry Potter. And for the big Harry Potter, we bought a bunch of spiders so that she could have like the Aragog grotto. And so now those are a part of our Halloween decorations, as well as she really liked those ponies. She had one of those for real ponies, those really big tall ones. Well, we had a mishap where the tail came off, the back end of it came off or something. Anyway, so they replaced it, but we had to send its head in a box, and then they sent her a new one. So we have the back end, and we never threw away the back end of the horse. So we have my husband puts a jack-o'-lantern on it, and that's a part of our Halloween decorations. Isn't that funny? Okay, so then I'm going to use the black and add more spots to kind of highlight things on her, to highlight some of the scales. Just a little bit. And I'll do that with the dark, and then I'll go back over it with my with the what is it called? The color lifter, to make it lighter, so I have some more lighter pieces on here. Just a little bit. Nice! Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. So when I first got this, I wasn't sure I liked these. Wasn't sure how much I really liked our the stamp set, because I don't know. I didn't think that the dragon was cute enough. But I have changed my tune. She's quite lovely. Okay, so now I've just added a little bit, and I didn't make this as dark as I had on the last video, so I didn't need as much of the color lifter. And the color lifter, it is on the same pages where you can find the inks at the bottom, but it's lovely. You can use it to just kind of lighten up your dark stuff. How pretty. See that? So lovely. Okay, so I'm going to cut it out first, fussy cut, and then I'm going to add some Wink of Stella, and then we can put our card together. So I think it just takes a longer time to color our dragons, because I like to use multiple Stampin' Blends, right? And it's a little bit more, it's like layered, right? It's not really hard. It's just layer it on the ink. And then I'm just fussy cutting it out. As you can see, I move the paper more than I move the scissors. And I want to leave a little bit of white edges because we want to be able to see it really well on the paper. And if you saw my Facebook post, I think I posted it yesterday. Oh my gosh, this week has been crazy. I had doctor's appointments. It just went by so quick. And a dentist appointment. But I colored dragons yesterday and cut a bunch out because I have a craft fair on the 4th in town, and I wanted to make some dragon cards, or some more luminaries. I did order some. I have some of the taller tea lights coming to put in them. Super. I love those. Use them for Halloween too. Put them in our jack-o'-lanterns, like the plastic ones. Like, we don't usually carve fresh pumpkins. I don't know if you guys carve fresh pumpkins. I don't really. We don't usually do that. Um, my kids aren't really into pumpkin carving, and we got a really pretty, like, teal one that you just put batteries in. My daughter loved. That was at, I think it was like at Marshall's. So we can just use every year, and we'll add it to it. And I did buy at Bath and Body. They have this skull that's like got glitter and light. Like, it turns on with an LED light, and it's all glittery. Totally got that. Put underneath our candy thing. Just super awesome. Because we haven't had trick-or-treaters. We didn't do trick-or-treating last year or the year before because of COVID. So I am super stoked that we're going to get to do that. And we usually also have, I can find all of them. My daughter usually, we have a bucket full of unopened Happy Meal toys too that they hand out, and spiders. And so I'm just like going in and out. Again, if you don't like to fussy cut, I know I love to fussy cut, and but this card you don't need a fussy cut to do this dragon because it doesn't come with dies. You can totally use one of our stylish shapes, not stylish shapes. What is it called? Yeah, no, stylish shapes. The stylish shapes dies. There's a nice stitched square, and there's a stitched circle that would fit over the dragon that you could just die cut the dragon out. Just remember that when you stamp it, you can either die cut um, your shape first and then stamp the dragon in it, or just make sure you leave enough room around your dragon to die cut. So like for the one I did, I put it really close to the edge. If you were going to die cut it out, you'd want to put it more in the middle, not like in the total middle, but more in the middle so that you have plenty of space to die cut it out. So here we go. I left some white. I left too much white. I know it's a lot like watching me make a bow, right? Like, I'm gonna make a big bow, and by the time I'm done, it's a tiny bow again. Because I like the tiny bows. I don't know what it is. I always feel like I need a tiny bow. Okay, there we go. Muy bien. There we go. He's awesome. These guys are so cute. And then we can put some Link of Stella on him. And love Link of Stella. Link of Stella is the best. But this one's new, and so sometimes I'm getting it to come out too quickly. So I just don't want to have it blob on there. And if you have problems with that, you always wick it up instead of like blob it down. Use like the corner of a paper towel or tissue and kind of let it kind of wick up so that you don't blob it down. So you don't want to get like a big spot. Add a little bit to her eyes. Not too much, and a little on a couple of her scales. So pretty. Love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. So perfect. Okay, so let's not lose my dragon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it together, and because this is bigger than these, I need to put these all together first. So I'm going to use glue, and I'm going to add. Oh, there's two different sides. What side do I like? I think I like this side better. Okay, so add glue to the panel that's been dry embossed with our painted texture, and I'm just going to glue it onto my basic black panel. But I'm not going to glue it on here first. Right now I'm going to glue this. I'm going to set this on top so that I kind of know like where the center is. So when I glue this piece on, because it's going to go edge to edge, let's get this middle one out so that doesn't throw me off. edge to edge, I'll know where that goes. So I need to add a little bit of glue. There we go. That way it's not like too much on one side or on the other. That you're using this kind of to measure how you want it to go. There we go. And then I'm going to use the Stamp and Seal. We're going to use that for this card and for the other. So I have a hard time tying bows. I do okay with the linen thread because it's thinner to tie it once you wrapped it. But for this one, we're just going to wrap, and I do much better instead of. I just like to wrap stuff, so I love to use a seal when I wrap. My goes this way. Let's see, it's right over that. And just wrap it right across. Pretty. There's a little bit of shading. You kind of cover up a little bit, but it looks so nice. And then, of course, we're going to use that same paper. We're going to use the same paper to on the inside and back of the card so it matches. All right, so then we're going to glue it down to our card front, our card base. Just going to glue that on, and some of that seal will come through your ribbon. So just keep that in mind when you're putting it on. That if you press too hard in those two places, you can get your panel stuck, right? Because the best part about using glue is you can maneuver it around so it's even, right? But if you push too hard right here where the Stamp and Seal is, it can attach to the paper, and then trying to move it might hurt your card base. So just keep that in mind when you're using that. But I love the seal. For some reason, it just works the best. I think I decided I really loved it when we had that thread that would just get everywhere. I used the seal. I think we were using a snail then, but it works. This works so awesome. And I love this metallic mesh ribbon. I mean, it's fabulous for spider webs or even snowflakes. Like, it's perfect for all kinds of different kinds of cards. So awesome. Okay, so there we go. There's that. And then we can put, as you can see, there's our sample. I'm just going to use my black Stampin' Dimensionals to pop up my dragon. And so the light, you can see the light black actually, it dries a little bit more gray, so you don't have to worry about, because that way you can see the black through. Oh my goodness. There we go. You can see the black through the, I've got my, I almost forgot. Before I do that, I need the black. I almost did the same thing I did there. So we're going to use our black tape and do on the sides. I don't know what I did with my other black tape. But here we go. We're going to, let me cut this so it's nice and even. And you can always do this with your panel before you glue it down, but I never remember clearly. At least I've remembered before. I put my dragon down and had to, oh, look at that, I did it again. I look at it straight. I'm like cutting it at an angle. There we go. So it overlaps the black a little bit. Oops. Not a lot though. But that shiny black just kind of adds a little bit to your card front. And let's do the other side before I add the dragon. Go. Do. Okay, and then we can finish putting on our. These ones kind of got melty. Pour dimensionals. So our black dimensionals come in a combo pack with regular dimensionals and the minis. I have used so many of the regular ones. I have a lot of the minis left over. The minis are great to have. And I cut one in half to put on the tail of the minis in half. So you probably don't need this many on there. I just have a bunch of these mini ones. And I did not open a new package of the combo for the big ones. I love the black though. And it doesn't have to be just for Halloween, but it's cool when you remember that. You can see this is Stampin' Blends like really blend through. There you go. I'm just going to put him on there. Oh, love, love, love. Okay. And then we need to do our sentiment. And I have a boo. I have like a little, here it is. So our sentiments we're going to use are the Scary Cute stamp set. And I'm going to use the Boo and the Say Boo and Scary On for the inside. So I love this one. I've gotten a lot of use out of it this Halloween season. And those little cute kids, right? Especially the fairy girl one. That silhouette, you can totally use that. It doesn't have to be Halloween. That could be, she can look like she's carrying a purse and it's just a silhouette of a girl dressed as a princess. It would totally work for a, do that one too close? Let me get my red one. So I have a couple of scissors. So these are my lovely fussy cutting scissors. I've dropped them once or twice, so they're not brand new with this really sharp tip. And then these other ones, I have two pair that I've dropped. My husband would have had to round it off because it gets a little snaggy point. But if you want to make the little snip banners, you really need a sharp that goes down to the point. Because otherwise, it just is such a pain. I ended up like whittling it down to nothing, trying to get it straight. We used to have that Taylor tag punch that used to do those that were I got little pieces in there. I'd do a good corner. Oh, look, I don't know, do you guys think that looks, do I like it that size, or do you think I need to make it a bigger size? Nope, I think that looks good. Okay, so then we're going to put a dimensional in the middle, and it's just going to go over the edge of that. Just like that. So it overlaps, so you can kind of see it with the black right there. And the mesh, our black, I love this. The black washi tape. So fabulous. Okay, and then for the rhinestones, we're gonna put those rhinestones, and I find that using the rhinestones are usually pretty awesome. Like when all else fails, rhinestones are the best. I love rhinestones, and you can color them. They're like the perfect thing to have in your stash. Multiple, because you never know when you're gonna. And they fit. Oh, they work on all the things. Oh look, this one came off. I know that one went there. Pulled it off playing with it. There we go. Oops. Oh, it's stuck on there. There we go. There we go. And I like to do it in threes, and there's two, so actually I've got 5 on there. So, but I like that. That's nice. Yay! Kind of a different design. So that is the front of our card. Now we just have to finish the inside. So now I need to get our inside panel, which I didn't move that far. So this is our inside panel. We have the two Lights Aglow pieces of designer series paper. So let's do the back first. Actually, let's not get that too far. I don't want to get that ruined. And we're going to need to glue this on. And like I said, this is a 1/2 inch by 4. And it will be, the instructions will be on my website in my blog. Now I can go back out again. I'm just going to add that to the bottom. I just love to add stuff to the back. It's just not done unless I add to the back and use the add the Stampin' Up logo on it. So this logo is from the limited edition, and this one I've just added the logo. Just says Stampin' Up. It doesn't have the hand stamped with. Although I had that one, and we'll probably use one of those on the next card. And then I want the inside to say boo and scare on, and say boo and scary on. So like carry on, it's so cute. So I'm gonna that inked up, and I'm gonna put that on the back. So I like to put what I put on the inside to be on the back of the card. So I usually do it like that, and then on the inside. And another reason why I like to add another layer besides just the panel is because that it if I make a mistake, it's there, not my whole card front, even though I just stamped on the back, right? So I'm adding a piece of that DSP to the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp it here close to the bottom edge. I don't know why, but lately I've really been enjoying just putting it on the bottom like that. Love, love, love. All right, now we just need to add it to our, let's put that away, add it with glue to the inside. And then we will make our Christmas card. Okay, here we go. Love, love, love. Let's see if it's not going to let me see. My husband set up this whole thing where I can see what's going on, but I can't anymore. I'm not sure why that is. It just doesn't love me. Okay, there you go. But here is the first card. Isn't that gorgeous? I love these dragons so much. And it's so cool how they're, you could just use the color lifter to change the color and make it a little bit more molted. Give her scales. It's so pretty. And I love how just that little extra of that black just really makes it pop. Pretty. Love, love, love. Okay, so that is our first card. So now our second card is our Christmas one. And that one, we're going to use those velvet sheets. And I would say when you're using the velvet sheets, you do have to be a little bit careful. I probably should have done this one first because it does. Sometimes if you have a lot of ink, you don't have black inky fingers, or it will sometimes come off on there. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the card that we're going to make next. It's the Season of Magic and Wonder. I love that. That sentiment is from the Joyful Flurry, and this is a bundle that's in the July to December mini catalog, but I love that it's a Season of Magic and Wonder, so we're going to use that sentiment. We're going to use the Joyful Wishes on the inside, and then we're going to use the snow and the snowflake to make our strips to go on the inside and the back of the card. So that's pretty awesome. I love that. Okay, so we used the snowman dies. So you need to start with your regular book fold, thick basic white cardstock card base. So it's the 8.5. It's like half of an 8.5 by 11. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. But we're not, and we're actually going to make it horizontal, which is this way. I think that's right. Okay. We do need an inside panel, which is the 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I'll set that aside. And then we're going to use this gorgeous vellum. So I love this vellum. I don't know if I showed it to you. It is called the Snowflake 12 by 12 vellum. It is in the July to December mini catalog as well. It has these flocked pieces, which are just gorgeous, with the snow and then 2 different types of snowflakes. And then it has this gorgeous iridescent shiny vellum, both with, there's the snow. I thought about doing the snow, but I love the flocked effect. And both pieces of that. So this is gorgeous paper. It's 12 by 12, and that is in the mini catalog. So I cut a sheet of this, and I cut it an eighth down. So it's like 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I think is what I ended up doing. This one is. Is it the same as our inside panel? It is, and I cut it down that way because for our the velvet sheet, I did that one at 4 5 1/4. So these the snowy white 12 by 12 velvet sheets are pretty awesome. I don't know if you can see. They're very fuzzy. It's a nice slick on this one side and very fuzzy on the other side. Very lovely. So I cut that down to the 4 inches and 5 1/4, and then I went through with my die machine with the snowflake dies, and I just put it in the middle, and I did run it through twice. And I would say use your less warped plate, like your cleanest plate. Make sure your plate doesn't have any color left over from any of your other projects, or has like lots of lines and stuff when you go through, because it will kind of come up on your velvet. Not really horribly, but if you have the cleaner your stamping number 3 plates are, the better. Mine were pretty cut up, and I could see a little bit of that on my velvet, so just make sure. But I cut this a little bit smaller so it'll fit, and when we put this on there, we want to make sure that we've got plenty of space for it to go on here where it doesn't go over the edge. Right? We don't want it to go over the edge. You want to keep it inside. So I just made it an 8 smaller so that it fits really nice onto our piece of velvet. So that's what we'll do next, is we'll put that together. So after you die cut that out, you're gonna it doesn't matter at this stage which side is your top, or up, top, or bottom, but you do the back side. You need to make sure you've got all of your little pieces poked out. I see here I've got 3 little pieces that need to be poked out. Here. And then lay it on with the velvet down on your paper. And then you need your piece of the vellum with the snowflake flocking. So pretty. And make sure that is down. So we're going to actually use this. I'm going to go ahead and use my craft mat, because I always like to use the craft mat. But when I use my snail around the edge, I seal around the edge. So I like to use the seal, especially when I'm using, oh, this is the wrong one. Oops. This is okay. You can use your Stamp & Seal Plus. I just like the seal. I like to use the Plus when I'm doing like boxes. But I just like the seal when I'm doing regular stuff. I just use it a lot. I think it's really whatever your preference is. You can also use some sticky tape if you love sticky tape. But the glue is sometimes hard with the vellum, so that's why I don't like to use the glue. And then I didn't put anything. I usually leave like one little piece right here for my fingers to go on. Okay, so then after you get your Stamp & Seal on there, make sure you're set that down. So make sure you've got your flocking down. Let's see if I can make this. Maybe I should do a zoom in a little bit on this part. Hopefully I won't mess it up. You'll be really zoomed in to see me mess it up. Okay. And then you want to make sure your flocking is down too, right? Because this is the back of the card that you're seeing now. And then you're going to put this on. Remember, it's only an 1/8 of an inch. So you want to really get it in there almost even so that you've got it on there. Just fluff it down. just like that. Yay! And see, now you can't see it on the edge, but then you can have that pretty flocking. Isn't that gorgeous? It works so lovely, and I love this die because look, it gives it like a little bit of an impression, so it kind of gives it a window in a window. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. Love, love, love. Okay, so that is our card front right there. So now we're ready to stamp our dragon. So let's make sure I've got the right piece in there. And actually I can just do it on my other piece that I had. So again, I'm going to use the black, the Memento Black, to stamp my dragon from the Pure Magic. But this time we're going to color it with Balmy Blue and Pool Party. Put that on there nice. Love, love, love. Maybe I can make you guys a little bit closer so you can watch me color so I don't get it lost. And like I said, I'm going to use the Pool Party and dark Balmy Blue. So I'm going to start with my dark Balmy Blue with the bullet point. And again, I'm just going to go over the edges. I don't know why. I think as a kid, when I was coloring, I always used to go over the edges. And so for now, it doesn't seem colored if I don't do that. I know there's a couple of different things if I had like cut it in or stamped it with Sierra Sand. I think it's the one that you use to help make it to do a no line. I like the lines. Okay, so then I got that. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of the same thing I did with the basic black on the other dragon. I'm just going over these lines where they've given it for it to be highlighted. I just like the dark. Awesome sauce. And then I'm going to do her eyelid and like the little V on the top of her head. And their ears. I don't know if they're really her ears. I'll do a couple of dots on her scales. I'll probably go back over with this. And I'm going to do the little pieces that jab up. I don't know what those are called. You think I would get, they're like, I have no idea what they're called. They're super cute though. I love the little spikes. There we go. Awesome sauce. Okay, so that's with the blue. Let's see. So I can't, on the way that my thing is set up, I can't see anybody's comments. I was hoping to be able to see. There we go. Anybody else is commenting. Okay, so then I'm going to use the dark, first let me do the light. I'm going to use my light Pool Party on her muzzle, and then like right here on belly and a little bit on a couple of the edges of the tail, just like that. And then I'm going to take my dark Pool Party, and I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm going to add a little bit, but I'm going to leave some of the light because I'm going to go back over it with the light Balmy Blue to kind of do my just a little bit. I'm just kind of going through the middle. I'm not doing a lot with it, just a little bit. There we go. Then we're going to use the light Balmy Blue as the one that I'm going to use to kind of blend. I'm just using the fat end and use new Balmy Blue. I've had this one a really long time, but there's still ink. I've used up my tip. Then I go through on this side and kind of twirl it around. So it's not like going It's not like in one section. So you kind of get that the way we kind of made the color variations with the black one, the black dragon that we just did. Oh, so cute. Love dragons. Okay. Then I'm going to go back over it with the dark pool party, especially on the face, to make it all blend. If I lost any of this. So it kind of makes it a little bit greener, the blue, on the wings. But the wings are mostly that blue, the balmy blue. But it's still nice. And then just like that. There we go. Ah, so nice, so nice. Okay. Actually, I want to make her, let's make her wings. Let's do just one more time, make it more pronounced. It does blend really well. There we go. Muy bien. Okay, and then just add, I'm going to go over my little spots. I want to make sure we've got good little spots here. Awesome. Muy bien. What do you guys think? Right, she looks pretty nice. Love, love, love. Again, I'm going to cut it out and then add my wink of Stella. And my brown one is my fussy cut. Oops, look, I missed a spot. Let's get the light pool party. Right here on the tail. There we go. I don't want to miss any spots. Okay. And again, your Stampin' Blends do lighten up a little bit, so keep that in mind too. They do lighten up a little bit, so when you go over it a second time, you kind of add a little bit of the more color and dimension of the different colors. So, okay. So again, I'm going to cut it smaller. To fussy cut it out, like I mentioned with the black one, you don't have to fussy cut them out. You could just use the stylish shapes. I just love to fussy cut. I just do it all the time. I cut up. So I stamped and colored a bunch of dragons yesterday and fussy cut them out, so they're ready for projects. I do have that craft fair coming up. What's funny is when you do 2 videos in a row, because you forget like what you've just done. I totally forget. Like, did I just say that now, or did I say that earlier on the last video? I'm so sorry that the sound is bad. It's very annoying. And it stopped in the middle. Hopefully I won't have that trouble here. And it'll go good. I don't know what it is. I've written all my things down, so now I'm just going to have to make sure they're all the right. They were laughing so hard at how bad it was. So I'm sorry. I'll have to go in and delete it. I kids thought it was funny. Because they know you have to laugh or we will just cry. And it doesn't go well. But now I have another set of these gorgeous dragon cards, which I love. Love, love, love this set. I love the lines that they used. Right, it's nice. It colors really well. Although I think it's nice enough you don't even need to color. It would make nice black and white. I just love to color. And of course you don't need to use Stampin' Blends. You could use your watercolor pencils and either use the water painters with them or the blender pen. Like, I love the blender pen. That's the one, so it's not the same as our Stampin' Blends. The blender pen comes in a set of 3. They're identical, they're just 3. And they have like a liquid in it, a special liquid that works so well with watercolor pencils. So you don't have, it's like you're watercoloring without like having the water on your desk. So if you're a klutz like I am, it's really nice and it's really good for travel. I just love the blender pens. If you don't have them, that's definitely something that they will they will evaporate out, right? So they don't last forever. But that's definitely something to have in your stash, especially if you do a lot of coloring. Because like we don't have Stampin' Blends for like Mango Melody, and I will use my blend to pick up Mango Melody if I want a variation of color and not just use the Stampin' Write marker. Stampin' Write marker, those markers are awesome, especially since you can color on your rubber to stamp. You just have to remember to huff on it to reactivate it. And but you can totally use the blender pen and pick up the ink from your stamp pad, and it kind of is like a blender, like our Stampin' Blend, in that you can do a little bit of variation. Now you can like do it too much and like with watercolor and make your paper pill, but it takes a lot more to get the paper to pill with your blend than it does with water, the actual watercolor, but or with water with your watercolor pencils. So I really like it, especially if and that was how I before I got the blends. That was how I colored almost everything. Was with my um, watercolor pencils. So pretty, so pretty. I love the dragon. So I love the dragon, all the different colors. So you can do it in only one color. I mean, I did do the ones that I made for the luminaries. Those are all with the orchid, orchid, whatever the orchid one is called, orchid oasis, and so just variations with those two colors, and they turned out really nice. But I really like using two or more d- color blends. If you had like as much time in the world, the more colors, the better it looks. So I'm just adding the Wink of Stella to her eyelid and to the top of her head, and then now to her scales. And then I'm just going to add a little bit to her wings. Again, be careful, like mine's new. I seem to have trouble sometimes with my Wink of Stella coming out too fast. I don't want it to pill or be too much like it's starting to. So I just do it right here on my cap. And then if you get too much, again, remember, like I said, use your use a paper towel to wick it or a tissue to wick it. And so like use the corner and like set it down and let it get absorbed in. So you're not like pushing it down. It helps get some of the excess off without um, getting it everywhere. So just suck it up a little bit. It's nice. Awesome. Look how pretty. You guys see how shiny? I don't know if you can see the shiny on this. So nice. Very cool, very cool. All right, awesome sauce. Okay, so now to put him into our, to put him on our frame. So you can put him anywhere you want. Like you can put him here on this edge or over here. I'm gonna put him on the inside. You can put him anywhere you want. Even like strap dag in the middle if you want. Right in the middle. Slap bag in the middle. And then just remember if you want to put it on the side to make sure you set your card front down on where your card is, so that if you have him hanging over, you don't have him hanging like way off the side, so you can still fit into an envelope if you're gonna send him. I'm gonna actually put him right here in the middle. I want to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on him because I want him to pull out, which means I'll probably need to put some um, glue dots underneath my snowflakes. And of course you can see. So you can tell that they're two different, the sides are different. So the one side has like these little ones and one big one, and this one has a big set of snowflakes and then two little ones. So depending on, and there's no right way or wrong way, just keep that in mind when you're putting in you're putting them in, whether you want, they're a little bit different. So I put that one in this way, I'll put this one in this way. Just so I have both, because it doesn't matter. They both work really well. So I'm gonna put on, and I'm not gonna put my dimensional like right on the edge, because I'm gonna tuck it a little bit underneath the frame, between the frame and the vellum. I need one down here. Okay, let's take these off. I could have used the minis. So cute. I love these dragons. I'm so glad they're in the annual catalog. So I'm also have another one I'll probably be making next month that has the dragon with presents. Lots of presents. So you see I'm just tucking him in. So now he's in the center, but he's tucked underneath those snowflakes. And so then I'm going to take my glue dots, and you can roll them with your take or pick tool. So they're like a little bit rolled, so they're not like super big, and put them underneath so that they're held down a little bit so they don't pull up. So when you tuck things underneath of it, it sometimes will lift up your snowflakes, and you don't want to do that when you're putting them in your envelope, right? You don't want it to get caught and rip. So make sure you put something to hold those down. The other one should be okay. For this one, I found some of the cardstock was dark. I needed to put glue dots underneath all the big pieces, but this one seems to be heavy enough that it doesn't really need that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I can put this on my card front, and I am going to lift this one up. Let's see, I don't know if I used all of my other one. I don't know what I've done with it. So this is the perfect time to use, oh here, I have a little bit left. The edges. Use my good scissors. There we go. I have all my scissors with different colors to mean different things. So, here we go. So I can just put that on there. Go. Use that one up. The edges are nice. Edges are really nice for this. So you can cut your edges even before you've used your you use the Stampin' Dimensionals. So I've added it. I didn't put it like super close to the edge, so it shows a little bit of shadow. It's kind of nice. I like it. I like to do that. And these ones came off. So let's put that on. There. And there we go. Awesome sauce. And now we can put that on our card front. And because it's white and white, it looks so pretty. So if you wanted to color behind it, you could put color behind the vellum to kind of show through too. If you wanted to change the color, put like instead of doing white, you wanted to do Pool Party or Balmy Blue. You could put that on a panel behind this to give it an edge. So if I did a 1/8 panel or the one size bigger, right? So that would be the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 of like Balmy Blue. So it would have a little bit of around here. It would you would see the blue in the background, but I think then you wouldn't be able to see the dragon as well with this one. Okay, so again, because this is not glue, you need to try to make sure you get that on there nice, because it'll be harder to pull up to fix. On there straight. Awesome sauce. And there you go. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so now we need to do our sentiment. And I am going to fussy cut it out, but I thought I had a piece that was wide enough for the sentiment. Nope, that wasn't it. I thought I had one that I had set out, but that's all right. We can just use this. Actually, that one's a little bit bent. You don't want to use a bent one. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to use our Balmy Blue, and we're going to use the Magic from the Magic and Wonder. I love this. So that is, again, from the Joyful Flurry stamp set, and it's the Season of Magic and Wonder in the Balmy Blue. I'm just going to stamp that on. It's a basic white. And And then I'm going to fussy cut it out with my fussy cut scissors. And there's lots of fussy cutting. You could always just make it straight if you want. I just have so much fussy cutting. I just kept going with the fussy cutting. But you could just stamp it on a 3/4 by, I think it's like 2, right? 3/4 by 3.5, maybe, sheet to go under here. And then, swoops. There we go. Maybe I like it to be a little bit closer on this side. There we go. And then I'm going to put that right here. This out of the way. I want my dragons a little bit more on the side. There we go. So I'm going to put glue dots on the side and the side, and then again a Stampin' Dimensional in the middle. Glue dots on the sides to hold it down. Okay. These are so pretty. And you of course can move on yours, like if you do it, you can put it all over the place, right? These are so nice. I just kind of like it. I think this one I will put, I think I want it down a little bit. So the tip of his, yeah, there we go. So the tip of his wing shows through. Just like that. Muy bien. And you can see how it matters on like where you place your dragon, because I did it on the other side, because the little space in between is a little bit further over than this one. So it's a little bit different, but they're still gorgeous. It works just almost about the same. Okay, and then I'm going to add the fabulous iridescent rhinestones, which I love. I go back to these all the time. They really are one of my favorites, and they just add such nice sparkle to your projects. Just love these. I want to try to use other things. I don't. I'm going to use the same ones over and over. We have so many beautiful embellishments. Do you guys do that? Do you get like one that you really love and going back to it over and over again? I totally do. I'm really bad. Okay, where's another little one? This one's way off on the edge. Okay, so I like to put 5. There we go. Oh my gosh. Let's see the sparkle. Oh, love! It's so pretty. Love, love, love. Okay, so now we just have to do, the card front is done. Now we just have to do the inside. So the inside, again, is going to be the 4 by 3 7/8 by 4, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 on the inside. But we're going to do 2 strips for this one. So let me get some of my stuff away. And, oops, that was here. The strips. Here's one. Make sure it's the right kind. Yep, it's 5 inches. And the Stampin' Dimensionals, and when you fussy cut, it's like they're menaces. They're everywhere. And the other strip, here we go. Nope, that's not the right one. Here's the right one. Make sure you get the right strips. We have strips everywhere. And I'm going to stamp, like I said, I'm going to stamp those to make my pretty inside and the back, so it's matchy. So I'm going to use both the Poem Party and my Balmy Blue. So for the Balmy Blue, I'm going to do my snowflakes. And the snowflakes, again, from the Joyful Flurry stamp set. And do that in Balmy Blue. And then when you're going to stamp off with this, you need to make sure you go completely again, because otherwise you're going to get a weird variation of color on your strip, which you don't want to do. So that. This is that snowflake. So pretty. beautiful snowflake. I love this snowflake. So just have a little bit of color on the edges. And then I'm going to use the balmy blue away. We're going to use the little dots. So we use this, there's like little snow dots. And we're going to do that in Pool Party. That way it matches our dragon. Since we use Pool Party and balmy blue. I'm going to step off to make sure I don't get the Pool Party too dark, because you don't want it to be too dark on here. Just a little bit of light dots. Just works so nice. Awesome! That just gives it a little bit of extra, and it's just so cute, so cute. Okay, so that means on this one we're going to do the same thing. So again, I'm going to need my balmy blue for the inside panel. I'm going to put the Joyful Wishes. Ooh, that guys. I got some dimensionals. Be very careful. Where is my take a pic tool? Get my little edge hit here. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, it's really stuck in there. You just don't want to dig. Oh, look at that. I just dropped it into the other one. That was great, Christy. Okay. There we go. Awesome sauce. And then you can clean off your tool so you don't have the color on your tool somewhere else. Okay. So make sure your stamp is clean without any of those little pieces. I'm going to put the Joyful Wishes right there in the middle. Balmy blue. And take one of these beautiful strips that we just made and glue it to the bottom. I'm doing the inside. Let's see if I can zoom it out just a tiny bit. I glue that on here. Just like that. Love! Oh my gosh. Okay, and then we're going to use the balmy blue and the snowflake, and we'll do that up there at the top. And then the Pool Party. Just like that. How pretty is that? So that'll be on the inside. And then on the back of our card, we're going to want to do the same thing. So we're going to glue my strip that we made on the bottom. See, now I've got myself so full. Here we go. On the bottom. Just like that. And then the back's not done until you've used your handcrafted. And this is the handcrafted from the heart with the Stampin' Up! Logo from the limited edition. Pretty. Oh, love. It's just not done. It's like you look for the Hallmark, I look for the Stampin' Up! I just love the back. And then we want to put the Joyful Wishes and balmy blue at the top. I do like to put the sentiment I put on the inside to put on the back of the card. That way, if I don't know, I do like to do that. And then we use my snowflake and the balmy blue again in the middle. Snowflake is gorgeous. And then a little bit of Pool Party. And make sure you don't pick up any of these dimensional pieces when you're stamping off. Just a little bit around your snowflake. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so then let's put this away. We're going to add our inside panel in. Go. The inside panel is in. How pretty is that? And our second card is done. Gorgeous. Love these so much. So that was the vellum. So we used some of that fun new, this one used the vellum, snowflake vellum with the flocking, and then the velvet sheets. So pretty. Velvet DSP with the dragon. And then we've got some Halloween Boo And they're white. They're white cards. I don't do white cards very often. So I hope you guys like those. And just, even though I've done this before, let's make sure I remind you guys, November 10th is the last day to get your From the North Pole tag kit from Paper Pumpkin. $23.50. You get that an all-inclusive kit, and it matches those fabulous little bags that you can now get in my online store. Those little sacks, and they're fabulous. They match the Paper Pumpkin that just came. I got mine yesterday. I'm so excited. The ho 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 one, as well as the tag kits that are from that you can get November 10th. And I love they're just fabulous. And then don't forget to order stuff in my online store. When you spend $35 or more, I'm going to send you a free PDF of the season of Chic bundle with these seven fabulous tutorials for free for me. And if you spend $50 or more at my online store, it's Halloween. I've got some trick or treat specials that you will get some fun embellishments in your thank you card. And of course, whenever you order with me, I always send you out a thank you card. So you can find, let's see, I had see if I can get my Title 2. Yay! There it is, my October host code. So definitely, you can shop with me. You can get all those fun designer starters papers, as well as the Pure Magic stamp set, which is just fantastic. I love this Pure Magic stamp set. And all these fabulous papers. You can make dragon Christmas cards. How adorable is those? So anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully this one was better than the last one. And my last attempt at these two fabulous cards. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Happy crafting. Bye, guys.